Okay, so let's talk about accessories for the electric guitar. So a big one is strings. Strings come usually in these little packages like this. For electric guitar, you're going to go by the gauge of the string, and that's measured in the diameter of the string in like fractions. But you talk about it as if it weren't the decimal removed. So these are 11s. And it's 11 through 50, again, referring to the diameter of the string. When you start out, I would just start out with 10s. 10s are kind of more of a medium gauge of the string. You can also get coated strings, which often extend the lifetime that the string is usable. There's also picks. So brought with me an assortment of picks you can look at. Again, there's a whole bunch of variety of picks. This purple one is more of the standard size. So you see a lot of picks in this size. But this is also a really common kind of style of pick as well. The thickness varies a little bit as well. This one's really thick. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. And this one's more of a medium, and this one's more thin. But what I would recommend you do is when you go to the store to get your strings and your strap and a cable and all that kind of stuff, just grab a whole bunch of different picks. They should have an assortment at your music store, and go by and go get the ones that look interesting, try them out and see what you like. And then there's also a strap. So this goes on the pegs of the guitar. It should be really obvious where it goes on the guitar. So if you look here on this electric guitar, you have them here, down here. Eventually you want to get a strap lock system. And so that ensures that the strap stays put. You don't get the guitar falling down syndrome. Let's talk a little bit about pickups as well. So you won't worry about this too much when you start with your first guitar, but there's differences in how the sound is being transferred. So the two big ones that you need to know are single coil pickups and what are called humbucking pickups. Humbucking are like two single coils put together. Sometimes they're big and fat, like double here. And the single coils, generally, the sound is a little bit brighter, and it can be, it's difficult to describe. It's more like kind of transparent, more shimmery. And the humbucking put out more volume. They can be a little bit more mellow or more one-dimensional is one way you can think about it. Just from experience, you'll get used to the different kinds of sounds. Let's talk a little bit about amps. So there are two varieties of amps. In general, there are combo amps, and then there are separate amps. So the amp really just refers to the amplifier, which is making the sound bigger. This is a combo amp, meaning that the speaker and the amplifier are all one unit. But it's possible to buy something where you just have just the amplifier, and then you buy just the speaker cabinet. The two varieties of those are solid state and tube amps. And that's just the way that they're making the sound bigger. A lot of guitarists prefer tube amps, but there are definitely arguments to be made for solid state as well. The last thing we can talk about is capo. So capo will raise the nut of the guitar. This little piece of metal, or sorry, this little piece of plastic here is called the nut. By putting a capo on, it's like you're moving all the strings up, so you get an extra finger to help you out. That can be useful if you're playing certain kinds of chords and you want to just move the key up. It can be useful for that. Sorry, one more thing are cables. And that should be really clear. The cables just, if you just ask for a 1/4 inch cable, they'll plug right in, and that should be very simple for you to pick out.